Nice.
I would also add crisis team management. Things have gotten to a point of crisis.
Nice. And just as a question to the group, if someone were to ask you the question on the call, what's the difference between someone who runs a skill development session and someone who is going to run one of these long-term sustainable coaching or change management sessions?
My differentiation that I always go to is if it's what you want to, if you want to rebuild from scratch rather than add incrementally to skill sets. If you want to wipe the slate clean and rebuild entirely.
Okay. Anybody else? Any other thoughts there?
Hey, Brian, one of the polarizing questions I like to ask is, are they seeking a skill-based approach to their concern, or would they like to address the core of the issue? So it's the distinction between, are you looking for skill-based assistance, or are you really want to dig in and fix the core of the problem?
To that point too, perhaps the skill base might be more on an individual level, whereas the shifting into mindset is like an overall company.
One thing Lyndon always says, like when I'm on his calls with the clients, he always goes that the tools are already there in the room. He just needs to discover them and develop them. Whereas maybe Joe is bringing those tools to the room to develop that new mindset and culture shift. So a little bit different approach.
Bringing new tools, okay. Okay, so just to make sure I'm getting this all down, so Chris's polarizing question, are you looking for skill-based training or are you looking to fix the key issue? Did I get that right, Chris? More or less?
Yeah, here's your core concern.
Core concern, yeah, that's better. Okay, core concern. And then Cav's point about bringing new tools. I mean, that I think we might have to be careful with our language there, because I think there's a little overlap where somebody over here said these people are executive leaders. They already have all the skills or tools they have. So if we're bringing new tools again,
Maybe like a new mindset.
a new mindset.
That's what I would say.
Or what about like, I know Joe's used the language before, figuring out a way to look at the same challenge through like a different lens, right? That maybe they're so caught up in their internal business that they need that outside consultant and they need that fresh lens, right? Like that type of language maybe, I don't know. Fresh lens or fresh approach. One of the things I'm going to put is kind of a unique approach, because I feel like with a lot of Lyndon skill development, the sessions or the modules, the topics, are things that most people will have heard of at pretty much all levels of an organization, right? Like conflict management, emotional intelligence, presentation skills, communication training. Whereas a lot of Joe's stuff with his 6 attributes to an effective leader, he's the guy who created that, and it's pretty unique, pretty fresh. I don't know if, Chris, you can maybe build on that. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's not a standard thing that everybody does.
I agree 100%. The way you position it is really accurate. I'm not really trying to sell Joe. I'm to your point, offer or provide a unique view on what you've already experienced or what you have. So it's okay to say, I just leave it at that. I think you're completely spot on.
Okay, awesome. So I think that's really good. I think there's some awesome benefits there, some awesome angles to look at it. We've definitely figured out, okay, what type of group dynamic, what type of approach these people might want to take, what some of the benefits are. The last question I want to ask you guys before we move on is, if, in my experience, there sometimes you'll be able to sell the time right away and they'll be super keen to get on a call with Lyndon or with Joe. And you set it up within the next day or two, those guys get on the call, they work their magic, and a lot of this stuff goes to sale, which is great. What happens though when somebody seems, okay, I'm somewhat interested, but I don't want to commit to a free consultation call, right? So maybe they're a little higher up in the funnel. What type of resources do we have to help nurture them along? To maybe convince them that, okay, maybe you don't want to get on a call tomorrow, but here's some information that I'm going to send you to nurture, move the chains, and in a week or 2 or 3 weeks or a month, or sometimes even longer, especially with maybe Joe's stuff, you can follow up to try to move the chains to sell the time and get the call. So what type of resources do we have for, let's start with Lyndon's, for the